Welcome back, everyone. My name is Joe, and over the last year, I've documented my journey of writing a first novel. In fact, a trilogy of novels called Rivendoah. I live with my husband Richard and our granddaughter Hannah on 6 acres of land nestled in the wilds of Virginia. Every Monday, I post a video sharing the joys and challenges of writing a first novel. In this week's video, you're invited on a road trip to Hollywood Cemetery, a key location in my new novel. So come along and join me in my adventures in living as a writer and an artist. Hey everybody, Joe here. Excited to bring you guys along with me today for a road trip. I want to welcome you guys back to my author's channel here on YouTube. I can't really look at the camera right now because I am trying to drive. I'm actually down in an area of Richmond called the Fan District, and we are going to be going to a prom location in my Rivendoah Wings of Shadow novel today, which is Hollywood Cemetery. It's a key location where a lot of the events occur, and I thought this would be a great way to kind of introduce you guys to it with a road trip. So anyway, when I get there, I'll go ahead and I'm probably going to get out and then just do a walk around and show you a couple of the main locations that take place in the novel, and kind of give you a look at what it looks like. Give you guys a sneak peek ahead of actually the release of the novel. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll ride along today on this adventure in writing a novel. Hey everybody, I just pulled into Hollywood Cemetery. It's such a beautiful location here, and I really picked a really nice day to kind of come out here and bring you guys along with me for this walk through the cemetery. Just want to go to a couple of locations and show you some ideas that I have for things I'm writing in my first novel, Wings of Shadow, which is part of my Rivendoah trilogy, of course. You've heard me say that probably more times than you'd like to hear. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and do some walking and some talking and show you guys some of this beautiful, beautiful cemetery. For those of you who are not familiar with Hollywood Cemetery, it was built back in the 1800s on a beautiful piece of land, rolling hills overlooking the James River. And it's one of those old-time cemeteries with beautiful, beautiful artwork in the stones, in the mausoleums, and it's on these beautiful rolling hills. So anyway, we'll take a quick ride through to start, and I'll find some of the locations we can take a peek at. Before we begin, I want to show you this map of Hollywood Cemetery. It shows all the locations we're going to go to today, and it also just gives you an idea of the scope and size of this cemetery and how it's a maze of roadways and circles and ellipses filled with beautiful monuments. For today, though, I want to point out where we're going to start. We're here right now in this little parking lot. I have just come in here. So I'm coming from over here to this parking lot. I'll drive here through this area up to President's Circle. There's a couple presidents buried here, John Tyler and James Monroe, both presidents of the United States, are buried here. And this is the bluff along the river. This whole area right here is this beautiful bluff high up over the river, over the James River. That's a key location that will really be in the very first couple chapters of the book. And then we're going to run over here to what I call Mausoleum Row, which is a row of mausoleums. Unfortunately, this area there's construction going on today, so it's going to be very noisy, and there's going to be a lot of trucks and workers. So I'm going to come in here and just maybe take a couple of shots just to show you what it looks like. And then come over here, which is where the Ginter, that's on Ginter Avenue, there's a large mausoleum there I wanted to show you. Then we're going to circle through the cemetery, back through the back way, and come over here to this area right here, which is where the Confederate War Memorial is located, which is a huge stacked stone pyramid. This is a pivotal place in the story of Rivendoah, and so I want to kind of take a peek at that. And then we're going to swing back around here and come here to where the Pool Mausoleum is and several other mausoleums I want to show you. And then finally, I'm going to come up here, swing up this way, up around this circle. There's a big oak tree up here and some beautiful sycamores, and there's a little special spot here I want to point out to you today. But I just wanted to give you kind of the overview. You can see how big this cemetery really is, and just give you an idea of all the places we're going to be going today. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. This is one of the beautiful spots overlooking the river. Just going to kind of give you a quick kind of panoramic look at how beautiful it is. And look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? That's the James River. And behind me is actually what is called the President's Circle. There are several presidents located here. But this bluff up here is going to be one of the locations where some of the characters hang out. Two of the younger characters hang out here in the cemetery, and several kind of amazing things happen to them. But anyway, I wanted to kind of show you this spot. It's just absolutely beautiful up here. It's very peaceful. Today the wind is blowing a little bit. As you can see the beautiful river down there in the background. Makes for a beautiful backdrop. It's just absolutely beautiful here. So very peaceful. You know, it's almost a shame to have some of the horrible, terrible things happen here that I'm going to need to do in my novel, but it's just absolutely beautiful with the sound of the water and this beautiful rolling hills. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm walking here on a beautiful little path through this through the cemetery. It's just, you know, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it's just absolutely gorgeous out here. There are actually a lot of people here visiting because there are so many beautiful attractions here, in addition to the fact that there are, you know, this is a final resting place for people. It is just an absolutely gorgeous place to kind of walk and spend time and contemplate. It also makes a great setting for a scary horror novel too. I have to admit, it's hard to feel that today with the beautiful sunny sunlight that we have. You know, it's beautiful and sunny today, but it isn't hard to imagine what it would look like here on a rainy, dreary day. Here's an example of one of the burial vaults built into the side of the hill. If you know, I actually stuck the camera inside the vault, and you can see how it is kind of structured inside. This one has 3 individual burial vaults or crypts inside. I kind of wanted to show what these look like and kind of pick up on the feeling of it. You know, the old ironworks and the stone. Sorry about the construction noise. It is kind of loud through here. Here's another one, and then I think I wanted to just give you a quick look at what they, you know, what I'm calling the Mausoleum Row, where into a sort of a semicircle of a hill, they've built all these burial vaults into the side of the hill, and this is where I'm kind of considering having, in one of the blank areas, having the Sutton Mausoleum. I also wanted to show you the beautiful holly trees, which are sprinkled out throughout the cemetery, and from which Hollywood gets its name, are these beautiful holly trees. And you also get this beautiful view of the river right up here on the bluff. One of the things I am featuring in my novel or book is going to be these beautiful mausoleums. This is actually a fairly famous one. It's the Ginter Mausoleum here at Hollywood. But I wanted to feature them. In fact, the Pool Mausoleum is the one that's in the Richmond Vampire legend, but I sort of decided that I wasn't going to actually use a real mausoleum because I want it to be the Sutton Mausoleum, which is a fictional character. So I'm not going to be using an actual true life mausoleum. I'm going to kind of create my own as if it were here in Hollywood Cemetery. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys this one. This is a really beautiful mausoleum here. Absolutely gorgeous. This incredibly beautiful structure here behind me is the Confederate, is the memorial to the Confederate War Dead, which this plays a pivotal role in Rivendoah. And just wanted to kind of give you guys a look at it and the size of the structure. It's just absolutely incredible. It's all stacked stone. It's actually a collection of James River granite, and I'm going to kind of stand right up here by the stone so you can see it. But these stones are absolutely huge. You can see the size of this thing. But it's all stacked stone. There's actually no mortar in this at all. You can see how incredibly tall this thing is. It's about 90 feet, almost 100 feet tall. I'm actually going to have one of my characters climb to the top to find a mysterious item that will be embedded in the very, very top of the pyramid. And that's part of the mystery of Rivendoah. You know, I know that here in the South, as well as really all across the country right now, there is a lot of controversy around Confederate memorials. But one of the things that's important to me is, even though I don't feel the need to honor those memorials, they are in this case, this memorial is in a graveyard, which is an appropriate place, I think, to memorialize the dead, those who fought in the Civil War. And so I want to be, in my writing, respectful of the space, and not use this as a platform that would be political, but really more about telling a good story. But at the same time, be respectful of those who have passed and gave their lives for what they believed in. I think that's very important. Absolutely a beautiful thing to look at, and it's a wonderful inspiration for my own mausoleum, which is going to be the Sutton Mausoleum. But anyway, I wanted to just kind of give you guys a look at it, how creepy it is, and how you can imagine my protagonists having to break into one of these in the story. There's a whole host of different styles of mausoleums here in this cemetery, but this gives you an idea of just some of the ones that are here and how beautifully intricate and aged and old and kind of frightening, but beautiful at the same time. Here's another very beautiful, ancient-looking mausoleum. This is just giving me all kinds of ideas for things I want to do and write about in my novel. Definitely gives you that spooky atmosphere of a horror story. I don't want to be morbid, but I did want to take this opportunity to show you guys where I'm going to be buried, right here. It's going to be right beside that plot there. One of the things that Hollywood Cemetery has done is open up plots I think after a 50-year period in the older part of the cemetery, they allow people to buy plots. You know, somebody actually probably previously purchased them, but they never used them, and then after a 50-year period, they let them have those. They put those plots up for sale, and Richard and I have acquired this one here, and I just wanted to show you what a beautiful spot it was here. This will be a very nice final resting place. It's not something you really want to think about that much, but if you have to be somewhere, and if your family ever comes, or your friends, or you know, maybe if I ever become a famous artist, author, people will want to come to my gravesite. But if so, that's where it's going to be, right there. That little plot right here is going to be ours. And I know that's kind of odd, but I feel very excited about it. You know, I've always loved Hollywood Cemetery, and I love the idea of you know, spending my afterlife here. So anyway. Okay guys, well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's video. Hope you enjoyed this road trip out to Hollywood Cemetery, and you know, maybe learned a little bit about, you know, what I plan to do with my book Rivendoah and Wings of Shadow. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for today, and I think next week we're going to spend some time back out at the clearing, where I hope to maybe cook up a little something to eat and talk a little bit about where I stand with the book at this point. So anyway, I'll see you guys then, and we'll sign off and talk to you next time.